welcome back to my channel. I'd like to talk about something today that a lot of people always ask me in regards to the E46 M3 and buying one. And those are one of the main issues, things to look out for, and advice when you're buying an M3. Now, first of all, I always recommend doing a full PPI, pre-purchase inspection. Now this, you take it to a mechanic and they look over every aspect of the car that they can visually see and make sure that you're getting what the previous owner says that you're getting. And I highly recommend getting one. Get one by a reputable shop. Find a friend that has a mechanic that he trusts. Take it there. Now, if you're in the Bay Area, Trackspec Autosports, guys, they do really good work, and I seriously recommend them to anyone in the Bay Area. So anyway, let's get started with the top 3 things and then a couple of extra things that I would look for when buying a used M3. Number 3 on the list is going to be the subframe. Now, the subframe on the E46 M3 is very prone to cracking. I don't know why this is. It just looks like BMW didn't use enough steel, or they didn't reinforce this piece as much as they should have. But the subframe is prone to very large, significant cracks, and this can lead to many issues down the road. And this could actually compromise the car completely. First, go look at an E46 M3, put it in the air, and go with the mechanic and inspect all the areas on the subframe that are prone to cracking. And I'll post a picture right here of those 4 places that are the main places that crack. This is a really big issue with the M3. It's a well-known issue, and you can prevent it by going to buy plates from Reddish, Turner. There's a lot of places that offer kits, and you need to weld in the plates. It's about $1,200 to $1,500 depending on the shop that you go to, but I would highly recommend looking at if the subframe's done, if it needs to be done, if there's any cracks, because they need to be welded and repaired at that point. So that's one of the main things that you have to look for when buying a used E46 M3. And my subframe actually had one crack in it at 94,000 miles, so here's a picture of that. And it's a very small crack and not very noticeable, but over time it can lead to major issues in the rear end. So you want to always make sure that that gets taken care of right away. Number 2, the Vanos system. Now I'll post a link to an article on what Vanos is, because I'm not going to dive into how Vanos actually works in this video. But basically, Vanos is mechanically and hydraulically controlled camshaft timing for the intake cam. Now this system is very complex, has a lot of different parts, and it's prone to failure. The seals, the cam bolts, etc., they all are prone to failure. They start to make noise. You'll notice a lot of valve train noise when they start to go out. They just don't sound very good when they do start to go out, and it actually can reduce a lot of horsepower over time because of these wear parts. Now, Bessian Systems is where I bought all of my Vanos parts from, and they offer things from the Vanos solenoid to the oil pump disc to basically everything. And you also should take care of like the cam bolts, the time machine guide, etc. when you're in there. That is a major service, and that's done with BMW's inspection number 2. And I actually just did that service myself, so it was a pretty expensive service, but once that's done with all the updated parts, the Vanos system should be completely bulletproof for a very long time. So that's the second thing that you should look for. Now, the first thing that everyone kind of has issues with at one point or another, that it's the major issue that can compromise your whole entire engine, is the rod bearings. Now, a lot of people say that the old version rod bearings had the issues, and the new ones, like in the 2004 to 2006s, they didn't have issues. But I found with my rod bearings that they were 100% like shot. They were gone beyond a few layers that it has to eat through before it hits the last layer, which is just steel. And mine was at the very last layer before steel, and my car only had 94,000 miles on when I bought it. That actually scared me a lot, because if you drive hard on those rod bearings, you have a higher risk of spinning a bearing and blowing up your engine. And the S54 is an extremely expensive engine, and I would not recommend anyone take a chance on that. One way, there aren't many symptoms when rod bearings are going out. There aren't any actually, but you can get oil analysis done by BLACKSTONE LABS. I'll put a link down in the description for them, and you send them a sample of your oil, and they'll send you back the results, and then from that you can tell whether or not your rod bearings are failing or not. Now, usually this happens above 100,000 miles. Mine were just especially bad for some reason, and I'll post a picture right here. The rod bearings were extremely, extremely bad, and I don't know why this is. The car didn't get driven too hard with the previous couple owners. It was, I'm not sure what went on with those. But anyway, even if you have a 2006, get your rod bearings checked, do oil analysis, because some enthusiasts will say, the 2006s have no issues whatsoever, but actually I've had a couple of friends that have had major issues with their 2006s having bad rod bearings. So anyway, so a couple of honorable mentions, the SMG cars. If you buy an automatic, which is the other option for the 6-speed manual, it's a single plate automated manual system. It uses a single plate clutch and it's controlled by computer. And generally, it's a good transmission, but a lot of people start having issues very early on with the SMG pumps failing, with their clutches burning out.
When I put it in drive, doesn't go out of 0. Shift it, stays in 0. Try to start it, nothing.
My dad actually had a 2004 M3 convertible, and his SMG went out at 40,000 miles, and then the pump needed to be replaced. The whole transmission basically needed to be replaced, and so that's one thing that you have to be aware of buying an SMG car. There are inherent issues with those cars, but other than that, there aren't really many other big, extremely pressing things that need to be looked at with the M3. Just make sure the car's been maintained, taken care of. The suspension bushings are in good condition. On higher mileage cars, the Guibo, I think they're called, on the drive shaft needs to be replaced. Mine cracked. All the bushings in the rear should be updated, probably around 100,000. There's just various maintenance items that you should check before you pick up the car. Make sure the previous owner has records of all of the major services, the inspection 1 and 2 and 3s, etc. And if you're buying a high mileage car, just expect a lot of time, effort, and money put into restoring the car the way it was. Now, a couple of other things. I'm currently prepping the car for a Bimmer Challenge on the 4th of March. I'll be testing all the new parts I just put on the car February 4th at Thunderhill with OnGrid. So I'll see you guys out there. Hopefully, I'm going to try to post a track video with my commentary over it to let you guys know my thoughts on the new parts and how those have all helped me or not helped me in certain ways. So please like, subscribe the video below, and I will see you guys in the next video.